So as you can see, we've got, his name is not Jeff, okay? I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you know Jeff. No, it's Johno. We've got Johno here today on our coffee chat. And when we started with, August, we said that it's going to be Women's Month and we'd like to do something. So just for those who do not know, the forum which we started is for small businesses. Right at the beginning when everybody was a little bit it was chaos and nobody knew what to do, a lot of people came to us and said, what should we do? How can we go about? And we decided to start the coffee chat. It's just a nice place where we talk to one another and we learn. We didn't want to make it advertising anything or getting people on, but just so that we can actually chat with one another. So in August month, for the past 3 weeks, we've had just women on. The first week we had Clara McCloonan, she calls herself the Yogi Dietitian, and Simona Massa, who's the brand ambassador. And these two friends actually started their businesses in the beginning of the year, and they shared with us how they sort of struggled through the beginning of the pandemic. The next one we had a lady that you know very well, Johno, was Renee de Prier, personal trainer. She's my personal trainer as well. And she came and she chatted to us about how she managed during COVID. And last week we had Kathy Eve, who has spent most of her career in the corporate world, and she came and shared with us how she transitions to being an entrepreneur. So today's chat is still about women in business, but we'd like to hear it from the man. You work with women, and so let's chat about this, and then afterwards we'll have questions and answers for you, and then we can wrap up. So there we go. I got some stuff from the internet, a little bit of stalking, and I know that you were involved in a lot of international sports conditioning. You're a performance coach. You started as a young boy by putting on your techies and running and discovering that you got the power from that. You also worked with a lot of the sports teams, and now we got to know you through the online community. I know that you're married to Jules. You've got 2 lovely daughters. That's part of this whole experience right from the beginning. But tell us something that we do not know, please.
Yeah, I think, look, we've got a very special little business that we've created. But first and foremost, I mean, the business was going on long before, for about a year and a bit before COVID hit. I just think we were very well positioned to sort of take advantage of the online space and seeing what people wanted and what people needed. And as we all know, I mean, like as you said, I left SA Rugby about 2.5 years ago after the Commonwealth Games. I walked away because I wanted to be at home with my family, and in the interim period, I'd formulated a little business whereby I'd look after people in the remote space from their training and nutritional point of view. So used my experience from sports science and my nutritional background, put it together and managed people remotely over WhatsApp around the world, and built a hell of a base of people. But focusing most importantly on having the correct plan, the correct nutritional platform, which was sustainable, but stimulating people in the right sort of frame of mind to get a perfect result. I saw a gap in the market where I looked at the South African personal training industry, and I honestly think it's quite weak. I mean, if you go to all the gyms and you look around, a Big Virgin Active, for instance, you look around the gyms, I think you'll find quite a lot of trainers with clients who've been there for years, but you never see change. And I couldn't understand that. Or you'd see a trainer standing in the gym on their phone, reading their phone while their client is training. And I couldn't understand that because I came from a high performance background. So we went into business and we thought, how do we scale this whole operation? And we put together these programs. And we built a really good little business up until February, March, when the big COVID hit and everyone turned around and went, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? By that stage, we'd grown a team of probably about 30 people, and we were selling packages like 14 and 7-week packages. And we thought, what are we going to do? So that day we closed down the office completely, turned our whole business remote, changed our model to a month-to-month process at a much cheaper rate for people, so they could be much more affordable. And then we thought, how are we going to connect with people? I mean, people are going to be in lockdown. You're going to be stuck with your husband, your wife. Your husband might irritate you. Your wife might irritate you. Your kids might irritate you for 21 days. You're going to miss your friends. How are we going to feel connected? And I said to my wife, Jules, I said, listen, we've got to do something for our clients. So we just said, we're going to go live on Facebook. We're going to create this group called Jeff Together, which is a spin-off of our Jeff Fitness. And we're going to do a 30-minute workout. And the first day we put these 2 lights up, which was quite funny, and this big green black back screen. We started doing the workout, and about 10 minutes in, my daughter, who was about 17 months at the time, came past the pram and knocked the whole thing down. And we had only about 50 people live then. And everyone just absolutely loved the realness of it, where you were working out at home, your kids were there. It was just normal, because in the new normal. The next day we went on live, we had 3 times the number, 150. 4 days later, we had over 1,000 people live, which was unheard of, and that's where the spin-off just went. And it just went from day to day to day. It was actually meant to be for our clients to access, to feel connected, because we felt like they needed to feel connected. And that's how we grew it. And we made it a free offering. We told people to invite their friends, and it just grew and grew and grew. A week later, we had 7,000 members, and Vitality jumping and knocking on the door for us to help them. And that's how the concept was born.
Well, it's really amazing. And I said, we started working with you right at the beginning. My daughter told us, and we said, okay, no, we'll start Monday. And we actually started. And it really, really made us get through the first 5 weeks of lockdown. But what I'd like to know is, if we look at the team on your website, they're predominantly female. Why are women so perfect for being Jeff coaches?
I think, look, we've got various aspects to our team. We are, first of all, our client base is predominantly women-based, which is probably about 75% women at the moment. And we've got our coaching team, which is really strong and women dominated. And then also our tech team, our marketing team, the whole business, basically. So basically, just to give you an idea how we grew this team, we looked at the people, obviously on the 18th of April, when lockdown was supposed to finish. We asked our community, and we said, listen, would you like us to continue? And everyone said, yes, please continue. So we said, okay, right, we need your help then. We're going to charge you a membership fee, which is an open box, sort of like an open box situation where you can contribute. If you don't want to, it's fine. And just like that, we grew a membership overnight of about 1,500 people, of people that wanted to feel part of this community. And that actually allowed us to grow the team. But to get back to why you asked why so many women, it wasn't by default. I just think there are so many exceptional female candidates out there that can resonate with our client base. So if you predominantly looking at a woman between the ages of 35 to 55, especially between that ages of 45 to 55, you need to almost be able to resonate with your coach, and she needs to understand the journey that she's been on with regards to being a married mom of small kids, being a single mom of kids, someone who's gone through a divorce, someone who's lost their job, and sort of understand that so they can connect with them in person. I mean, for me, it's the funniest thing. I get so many messages of people say, like ladies between the ages of say 45 to 55, going, John, I'm going through menopause. I'm panicking. What can I do? And I'm like, well, I've never been through menopause, so I can't, I can't, we can help you and do what I think, but wouldn't it be better for someone to help you that's gone through menopause and relate that experience according to our plan? And that's how we sort of just grown it, from that point of view. It's sort of just, we found there's so many incredible ladies out there that have got so much to offer, and they're doing such an incredible job in connecting with people. If I have to criticize ourselves as a male species, men struggle to connect unless they're sitting in a bar drinking a few beers with their mates. You know what I mean? But if you want someone to really connect on an emotional level, to draw out the why of why they're doing this, like, why are you doing this? We just found that women are so powerful in this area, so it's always just sort of like matching up people that can get the best out of other people. And I think it hasn't been planned that way. I just think that's why it's organically just grown, because we've connected with such amazing people, and they've seen what we're doing and they want to be part of it. So I think it's just more case of people resonating with what we're doing and wanting to be a part of it, and then matching them with the correct clients, which has been golden for us.
You get so many, well, when you follow you on Facebook, the Jeff Together, the Jeff members, the fitness one, and you just see all the results that you get, and people really form a bond with the coaches. But what I want to ask is that we see you, we see the trainers, we see the coaches, we see the people that participate. How strong is the people that does all your background? You spoke a little bit earlier. You said that you actually started, you and Jules, and it was you, the two of you and the camera and the girl. But now it's a lot bigger. So all those backdoor people, how do you deal with them, and how do they contribute to making this so exceptional?
Sure. Interesting question. I mean, we did have an office, and as I said before, we had a team of 31, and then, we went through a process of retrenchment as well, because the teams that we were growing weren't conducive to this new normal. So when we actually started, there was a team of 23 majority coaches, a small little admin team, etc. In April, and then as this thing took off, we had to put people behind it, and as you grow in these things, you'll see, I mean, we were just going live on Facebook initially. You can see our production's pretty slick.
Yes.
In this lockdown period, we actually grown up now to a team of 69 people. So we've gone from 23 in April to 69 presently today, and I think we'll probably be 75 by the end of next week. And we've got a very strong production team. We've got 6 or 7 people behind the production. We have got a strong marketing team. We've got a strong finance team now. We've got a strong admin team. We've got a very strong sort of like management, and we've roped in people from top leaders within the industry that are helping and advising us. I've personally got a really strong business partner of someone who has scaled businesses before. So we've got exceptional people. We've got a exceptional COO that gets the strategy right for our business. I mean, a girl by the name of Dadi Dean, she actually grew all the teams at Takealot. So she's in the process of being our COO and growing that business from that perspective. And because I don't know how to grow teams, I know how to put training manuals together. I know how to get the best out of people. I know how to inspire. Growing teams and stuff like that, not my game. Doing the finance side of things and modeling, financial modeling, not my game. So it's very much a case of right place, right time, right energy of being installed with the right business model, and then surrounding yourself with the most incredible people that have been there, done it, and know how to put these strategies and structures in place.
Well, it's absolutely amazing what you could do during lockdown. So, but what I'd also like to know is, how do you come up with this amazing ideas to motivate people? I've heard you've got the team and you've put together a lot of people, but it's like the new challenge for September. It makes you want to go out and fill in the calendar. You're fiercely feminine for August.
Yes.
Who's behind that, and how do you get to that?
We we strategize everything. We sit as like business leaders within the business, and we look at what needs to be attached. We've got a very strong charity feel to what we do. I mean, we raised over 200,000 rand for the Solidarity Fund. Last month, we raised over 150,000 rand for another charity to feed kids. This next month, we're going to raise money for kids with clubfoot again. So we very much centered around that. But at the end of the day, what gets you, our focus is on getting results, okay, for people. If you don't get results for people, you don't build your business. If you're not getting results, people aren't looking at you. I mean, as a lady, and I used to love it when the ladies used to come into the office, because they come in doing their assessment originally, and then you'd see them a month later, and their confidence, they'd come with a slinky little dress on, and just their body language was amazing. You know what I mean? So that's we had to put that into the virtual space, and we did that through obviously our testimonials, etc. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people exercising frequently and documenting it. If they're going to do that, they're going to take pride in themselves. Frequency leads to results. We've all been creature of habits of popping in and popping out of the gym when we feel bad, and then we lose consistency. We're so good from Monday to Wednesday. Wednesday it falls off the wagon. Thursday it's gone. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, terrible. So it's just getting the principles right of frequency, which leads to results. And we all need to be stimulated. So it's just finding these little catches that work from a marketing point of view, making them totally resonate with people and make them want to do the work. And that's, most importantly, will land up in a result. If people are getting results, they will tell their friends. If their friends are getting results, they will tell their friends, and it just grows organically. I mean, to give you an idea, we've got over 50,000 people on the Jeff Together group in 110 different countries around the world. So, we've already got demand to set up a coaching team in the States and in Australia, and then start filming in American times. So there's something going on that's right, but it's just getting the right stimulus with regards to motivation, connection, feeling connected with people, us calling out people's names in the live shows. They feel like they're there. And then obviously building an exceptional community of people that just swarm around and rally around each other. They all feel like they're friends. It's absolutely incredible. So it's just putting those elements together, and also bloody hard work. I don't think I've slept for 5 minutes. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
No, it's because it's amazing what you do with this whole community. Even I've got favorites that I can't wait in the morning to just go and check up and see how they are, what they're doing. I'm not going to name drop, but I make a point of it. And the fact that you're international, I do believe that the ladies from Dubai is also attending. We told them about it, and they also sort of came in today. But my next question is that we celebrated women, and you celebrated women in a really, really nice way. You're fiercely feminine. That run for her was an amazing drive.
Yeah.
What do you learn from your female, as a male, what do you learn from your female members and your female staff?
Oh, goodness. Where do you start? I mean, you learn every single day. I think what we do very, very well, starting off with our female clientele, first and foremost, is we listen to them. We ask them what they want, and we tailor things around what their requirements are according to a proper structure, and we develop a structure around that. I think it's so essential to listen to what people want. And then also from a staffing point of view, I mean, when you're in a startup environment like this, where you're growing over 300% every single month, and your team is growing every single day, you have to listen to people, and you have to make people feel part of things, and listen to individual strengths, and not put people in boxes. I mean, like the fitness industries can be incredibly fickle and what's the word? People can get ridiculed for who they are. You know what I mean? So for me, why can't like an overweight lady who struggles with her own personal journey be a coach? Because she can resonate with people for me. Do you understand? So we don't box people into certain stigmas or anything like that. Everyone is a potential coach, and everyone's got a bit of magic inside, depending on it doesn't matter what they look like, who they are. It's like, what kind of secret sauce? I call it the tickling your heart theory. Like, we want people to rip through the phone and tickle people's hearts and make them feel brilliant about themselves so they can achieve a goal. And everyone's different. So we listen we listen massively to our staff, we listen massively to our client, and we blow people up with helium and information where they can just go out and achieve. And I think that's really, really important.
It's not, I don't think, for me, as I said, it's not just about the exercising, but it's about really becoming part of something bigger than the exercises. So
100%.
If we think about it, you've been around for some time, as you said earlier on, and then lockdown started. Did you ever imagine that you were going to get this big and be a leader in the fitness industry?
I don't think so. We always had big plans and big ambition to go somewhere and sort of figure out what we were trying to do. I think COVID really helped us get there and will get us on the road. We are far away from where we want to be. Make no mistake, and we're still learning, and we've got a long way to go. There's lots of work to do and to improve our system, to make it better, to look after our client better. How do we get our clients training more? How do we get them stimulated? How do we get our instruction better? What is our messaging like? How good are the instructors? Are they getting the exercises across correctly towards the plan? Is our plan right? Is it not? There's so much that goes into it. So I wouldn't even say that it's a success yet. I think it'll be a success when there are hundreds of thousands of people around the world that are stimulating the economy. I honestly believe that, like, being a healthier, happier person makes you a better colleague, it makes you a better wife, it makes you a better husband, it makes you a better boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be. I don't classify us as a success and a leader at all. I just think we've got a responsibility where we are now because we've got a voice. I mean, if you think about our biggest workout that we did a few weeks back, we had over 30,000 people live with us. With that comes responsibility and responsibility to lead in a humble way and give correct guidance so you can help people. So I think more than taking away the success, I think it's building on responsibility and the responsibility of helping people in a very, very convenient, connected, affordable way.
It's really amazing where it's grown from. 30,000 people in one exercise effort.
Yeah.
Is that a world record or not yet?
I'm not sure. But I mean, if you have to look at what's going on, I mean, like, film stars get maybe 1,000 live views and stuff. I mean, we've been basically hitting that on a daily basis. So it's super interesting that this little company sitting down here in Cape Town is making waves. But our head and our focus is in the right place, which is good because we're not disingenuous about it. It's all about the client and getting the client right and helping the client and trying to fix problems. And of course there'll be problems. Of course there'll be people that will be upset about this and that. We'll make mistakes, but we only too happy to bump our heads, learn from it, get up, move on, and just focus on changing people's lives. And I think if we have that focus all the time, we will go places, and we'll be able to help the economy. I mean, it's such a good feeling for me that when the gyms have all been closed, that we've been we've been able to employ over 40 people in this period and provide them with security from home, and it's amazing.
It's really amazing. Yeah, I'm a big fan. But if you can turn back the clock to before lockdown, what would you do differently?
Absolutely nothing. I wouldn't do anything different. We probably, well, if COVID never changed, I don't think it will change the situation we're all in. I don't think we'd be sitting in this situation right now. I think we would have been steadily growing, doing what we did. It just fast-tracked the system, and luckily we've got very clever people who saw opportunity, and we moved with it, and hardworking people. Luckily, I had an amazing adaptive wife who got up every single morning behind the scenes, put these lights up, put the screens up, and just helped me through the situation. And now she's become a massive part of the business. I mean, it's amazing how Jules has grown herself. But I wouldn't have done anything differently, because I've never been a sort of like a what if, should we do this, whatever. It's firmly in the position of making a mistake, learn from it, owning up on the mistake, and trying to grow and find the angle, you know. I've always looked at this industry, like ever since like leaving Stellenbosch University, I scraped through university, 50s on the dot. I don't think I even got 50s for half of them, but I used to irritate my lecturers by knocking on their doors every single day for a year so I could pass. But I was bloody determined to show people that you can be successful by not being a cum laude student or whatever it may be, but just through being a bit clever, being a bit savvy, and working so hard to get to that goal.
No, it's really good. So, I think I've got what is the one question? If there's one bit of advice, if somebody wants to go into your profession, become a trainer, what should you do? Knock on the lecturers' doors until they give you marks to pass is number one. Okay.
Yeah, I just think, you know, like the whole world has changed so quickly. So, you know, from a profession, if you want to become a trainer or a biokineticist or anything like that, I think the whole industry has completely changed. And it's working in a physical space is not going to be the way forward for me. You know what I mean? Now we have to be looking at virtual and physical. That's our next challenge. We're looking at bridging between the virtual and the physical space. That's why we're going on road shows now this month and going around the country. Then the next month we'll go international when the borders open up. But don't be so narrow-minded and be traditional in what you're looking to do. You know, being traditional, sort of like in the fitness industry, coming from a university, will tell you go into an office, sit down, be this, tick that. I'm very much do something different, think out the box. If you say, for instance, if you want to be one of our trainers, I mean, you don't have to be a biokineticist. You could be someone who's got a bit of training experience and maybe been in marketing. It could be a life coach, nutritional background, but look to adapt and be in a different situation. Be able to connect with people, speak to people, talk to people, listen, take advice. Don't be stubborn. You know, like all these sort of things. Just listen and learn the whole time. I think that will probably be my best advice going forward. Yeah.
Look, thank you very much. I want to ask, I'm sure there's a lot of people that's got a lot more questions than I have. And if you're willing to just quickly, anybody from the floor got questions for Johno? You can type them in the chat box, or you can just unmute and then ask.
Afternoon, everyone. I have a question for Johno. You motivate all these ladies and all these members of yours, but what actually motivates you and keeps you going on a personal level?
Okay, a really good question. Wow, you know, the thing, first and foremost, my wife and my children. It's creating an incredible future for them, not knowing, obviously, the instability in South Africa and where things take us, we all don't know. But myself and Jules are so blessed to have these two little kids. We had our kids very late in life. well, would you say 37? We're 37 years old when we were 36 and 37. So we didn't think we were going to have children. So we're so blessed to have them. So, I mean, that's my motivation. And obviously my wife, she just drives me. I'm so in love with her. I'm bonkersly in love with her. And she pushes me when I'm feeling down. And I also have this feeling of responsibility, as I spoke about earlier, to do good. I'm in a situation where I can do good now. You've got a reach of a lot of people, so why not take advantage of that and help people? I mean, I get so many sort of messages from people that just privately message you all day long. I probably have about almost like 300 messages on Facebook alone. Of pictures of themselves changing, hectic stories like you can't believe, but how the program over the last 4 or 5 months has helped them. And I think that is a huge driver that keeps you going. But make no mistake, it is tiring and it's exhausting. But you got to find that special place to keep on going and keep moving. And I think that's what motivates me. But most importantly, it is that beautiful wife of mine and those 2 little scallywags, which are just amazing little things. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Johno, I have a question.
Sure.
I don't know. I came in a few minutes late. Maybe you have discussed this. I just wanted to know that if it wasn't for COVID-19, was this the plan for Jeff forward? Or did everything change for you guys and did you just approach your company completely differently?
We had to change probably like 70% of our strategy. And as I said before, everything was fast forwarded by about probably 5-6 years. But we were just lucky of how we did things. I mean, it's such an interesting space right now. I think you can see also with how like a big chain like Virgin Active have responded. They're also struggling to get the virtual piece and the physical piece done. So it's been very, very challenging, you know, but yeah, we had a plan. It's basically just trying to get it straight again, you know, and luckily we hit the nail on it quite well.
You did well done.
Yeah, I got that captive audience, but no, that it was always the plan where we were going. We just adjusted and rode with it. So adaptability does help, and having some very, very shrewd minds around it to get it going. But it's super interesting of where it can go, and it changes every single day.
Oh, amazing. Well done.
Thanks.
Johno, I got a question. It's Richard.
Hi, Rich.
Hi, man. I got actually a comment and 2 questions. The first comment was, Jules published a bunch of these black and white photographs just as lockdown was actually happening. And that was a massive inspiration, especially for me in terms of what she had done with you on a one-on-one basis. And I had just started running after like 30 years and not doing any running. And if she could do that with one-on-one with you and look like that, it was a huge inspiration for me. And it certainly helps. My knees and my ankles are now 1,000 times better than they were 30 years ago. But my question is, can you tell us about a time that things really went upside down?
Sure. What during COVID or before or anything like that?
Well, right through your whole business so far.
Well, look, I've been. It's been such an interesting journey for me. I mean, when I was traveling the world with Springbok Sevens, etc., you know, it was a passion of mine, and I had to decide if I was going to do that and carry on with that and stay in that one block, or go out and try something and create something different. My second daughter was on the way. It was very tough on Jules to be a mom at home while I was gallivanting the world on tour, and that was a really low point. But when I made the decision to leave and start this thing, I mean, I've been on like this motivation train ever since then. And I've always trusted my system. I've always been like, as you said, like with Jules, the reason why she got into such great shape is because she never wanted to listen to me. And I said, just trust the system for 12 weeks. And her body absolutely transformed. It's all about just trusting a process and owning a process and going step by step and the guide by guide. I mean, there's an example when you said to me that you started running in your knees, etc. I mean, the CEO of Tupperware, a guy called Kobus Minnar, he came to me and he said, John, I've got to lose weight. I want to start running. So I said, let's lose weight over 14 weeks. He lost 24 kilos and he'd never run before. He started running and ran comrades within a year because we had a plan. So if a CEO of a proper business can do that in effective time, anyone can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So I knew the process worked, but of course it's been hard. It's been the journey hasn't been easy. It's been hard bringing in people. I mean, my business partner is a guy called Sam Paddock. Sam started a business called Get Smarter. So he scaled the business and sold. Is very, very successful, very sharp guy. But he's been teaching me and learning. And as like our CEO who's come in, Dadi Dean, I had to align with her because she's got a really strong brain for formation. I just want to run in every single direction because I'm motivated. So how do you align? What do you have to change in yourself as an individual to work with a team? You know what I mean? Instead of leading on your own and running at things, but doing things in a strategic way where you put processes in place, where you have responsibility of team leaders forming a team, putting their processes in place, having trust, so you can execute in your job. It's not been easy, but it's been super inspiring and super sort of rewarding from that point of view. If you can't do that introspection yourself and want to change, then you're never going to change.
Yeah, sure. No, thanks for that. And then my second question is sort of led on from the first one is, what's an accomplishment that you're the most proud of?
I think being a dad, hands down. That's it. I mean, that's my number one focus is my family, and being a good husband. I know I'm a good husband. I know I'm a good father, and making time and huge sacrifices for them. That is my foundation. I've got the saying: you've got to build your house on rocks. If you build your house in sand, your foundation runs away. So I built my foundation around my family, and luckily, myself and Jules work really well together. It's not easy. There are arguments and fights, trust me, but there's a foundation that we built on. I think that's my biggest accomplishment. Second of all is just helping us, just everyday people. You know what I mean? Like I've helped top athletes from around the world, different countries, gone to the Olympics at 2 different countries. I know it, I get it, but you know that's not an accomplishment for me. That's just something that you tick off and you can take the tracksuit and put in your cupboard, which sits there for the rest of your life. For me, it's like it's my family. That's definitely it.
Great. No, thanks for that. Just another comment. When the wife says to me, "No, we're going to do series program this morning," believe me, I find any excuse not to get out of bed.
To run from it, yeah. Seriously,
yeah, no, she's quite intense.
Have we got any more questions? I've got one that came through on my WhatsApp that somebody said they can't have. Do you think we'll ever go back to normal? And I don't even know these days what normal used to be, but will we? I think this person wants to know, what's the future looking like?
I think in terms of behavior change, people's behaviors have changed completely, which is super interesting. And you can see that in the behaviors of, like, as the gyms open, from a fitness point of view, the gyms have opened up this week, but they've been quiet. It's because people's behaviors have changed, and people will be scared in certain places. Do I think we'll go back to normal? Yes, I think we'll go back to normal, but over time. But the paradigm has shifted. We got the new normal now. You know, there's new behaviors that have been formed, new tolerances have been formed. So it's a super interesting question, but I think things have shifted on very, very quickly. I think the world has changed dramatically, and unfortunately for some people who've been sitting and waiting, those are the people that, are not going to embrace change. I think the people that have embraced change quickly and just gone with it and ridden with it are going to be sort of get the success out of it earlier on. But look, yeah, I think in the physical space, people, what do we want to do? We want to feel connected with people. We want to go to braais with our friends. We want to go for runs. We want to go cycling. We want to swim together. We want to go to the beach, and all those things will come, will always be there, but it'll be different. So yeah, super interesting question. I just think the new normal, whatever that is, how we define it, I just feel that people's behaviors have changed. It just is what it is. We feel connected. Luckily, we got technology to connect us. But what our model has proven, you can stay connected, you can be convenient, and you can still get a good result. So why would you go somewhere else? You know what I mean? So yeah, super interesting question. Yeah.
Have we got any other questions from the floor? The quiet time. No more questions. I've got a last one.
Sure.
I've seen that tomorrow morning you are going solo.
No, that was this morning.
Was it this morning? Oh no.
Yes. No, that was this morning.
I got it late because I thought if you were going solo, then does it mean I can sit on the couch and watch Richard do the whole thing?
No, that means you got to work harder. Like I have to work harder.
Okay.
So no. Tomorrow morning, myself and Jules will be back on. Jules is she's been booked for a whole makeup shoot the whole day, so she had to go off. So I mean, that's us adapting. You know what I mean? You've got to adapt and make it happen, but the show still goes on. You know.
No.
I got one last question. Johno, are you ever thought about doing a bloopers video?
Yeah, we've actually been developing one at the moment, which is
hilarious.
The reason
I ask is that sometimes you can see Jules in the background. And I mean, if she had a pole in her hand, she'd probably smack you with it.
Every single day, basically. Every single day. No, trust me, it's not easy. You try to do this with your wife and you boss her around, and especially with the firecracker that Jules is. Yeah, she gives it back. But I think that's what people understand. They know it's like they see her battling there, and then I get on her head, and people can resonate. You know what I mean? And they can say, "Oh, shut up, Johno, man. It's just like you're annoying me." You know?
Yeah, but I think that's what's the paradigm shifter that's actually changed in our lives with this COVID thing, is that, you know, if you just take your business and I look at Siri and Jay's got this ridiculous hat on with that gown, but that's now become his signature. And the way they talk. And then yesterday or a couple of days ago, she was sharing with everybody that Jay's arm is sore because he had a tattoo done. You know, everybody can resonate with that.
Yeah.
You know, and the dogs come in and everybody is used to wearing tracksuit pants and doing things at home and actually just being themselves for the first time ever.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing. But the opportunity is endless, and what we're excited about is just like improving the product, and the stuff we got planned is just absolutely insane, you know, and where we're going to go. So it's just going to be so much more value added and just changing people's lives in so much more, and more feedback and more detail, more accountability, more connection. It's a really exciting space to be in, and we're just going to keep on challenging and keep on growing.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay. Then any no more questions? Then what we normally do is we have a wrap up, and I've made some notes and just about what I got from this whole interview is that for you it's very important that you need to be involved in your clients and in your business, and that you listen to them and sort of adapt and adjust to the needs that I've got. You give people confidence to move forward. And what was really very, very inspiring, very good to me is to hear that you say that you always need to be responsible, and that you take responsibility for the people, those 50,000 people that sort of follow you. And yeah, you're a family man through and through. I must tell you one thing that I don't know, but it takes Renee about 20 sit-ups to change a nappy. I don't know what Jules's record is on that, but yeah, she's done it in 20 sit-ups. And then
That is a lie. That is a lie.
what did I?
You just did it really
slower?
fast. You just did it really fast. You're just that good, Leilani. You're just that good.
But and then the last thing, and regardless of whether it is your business or anything, I think we can take away that you need to trust in the system. If you're going to make a decision and move forward, what you tell people is to trust in the system and to trust in your business and to trust in your way. So yes, that's what I got from this. I don't know if anybody wants to add. Otherwise, I'd like to say thank you very much for taking your Friday afternoon, spending it with us. And we really hope, or we spend at least 3 times a week and half an hour with you. So you can take that
Awesome.
away.
Well, thank you for your support.
Okay, everybody. Next week, we're going to have the start of September, but we'll send out the meeting notes by Monday or Tuesday. So thank you very much, Johno. Thank you very much for everybody else was here. And you must have a really, really great weekend.
Thanks, everyone. Cheerio.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, bye.